Hey YouTube family, we are back with another great video. Once again, my name is Jonathan.
I am Galen.
And this is Black Man,
Filipino Wife.
and we'd like to just welcome you to another video on our channel. Now, today we'd like to discuss some of the language gaps that may take place when you're dating someone from the Philippines, and clarify some of the things that people may have stereotype ideas of misbeliefs about. So we just want to bring down the wall on some of the stereotypes that are out there in this language gap. Now, once again, we just want to thank you for taking out a little bit of your time today to view our channel. Now, a little background. When my wife and I first met, of course, we are now married for 8 years. We conversated it, dated for about a year and a half before we was married. And of course, I flew to the Philippines to meet my wife, and therefore she was able to come to America on a fiance visa. And what it was at that particular time, there was some language gaps, but I want to tell everyone, do not let that small language gap discourage you. Don't do it. It is not worth it, because I'm telling you, you two will learn and grow to understand each other perfectly. Okay? Now, for me, as far as a language gap, for example, now when my wife and I, we first started talking, there was no Skype when
It's Facebook too.
we was there, and there was no Facebook. Also, the Facebook face-to-face, that wasn't out. So we actually went down and we was using Yahoo Messenger. And we also spoke on the phone. Now, at that time, of course, it cost to speak on the phone. I had a phone company and bought an extra plan so I could have international. Now you can speak on the phone basically for free because it goes across the internet. When we first started, we didn't have all of that.
It.
Right, you see, we used Yahoo Messenger. We used to video chat, and we also spoke on the phone. And at that time, I could understand her better when we actually used video chat than I could when we spoke on the phone. So that was one of the language gaps that I experienced on my side. So I preferred to speak to her in video chat because I can just understand her a little bit better. Baby Cole, why don't you explain to everyone some of your language barriers we may have had when we actually first met, before you actually came here to America?
Okay. When we start talking online, I prefer writing or texting while we were talking on Yahoo Messenger, because it gives me time to think what English word I want to say to him. He asked me some question that I don't know, I ask him again, and then I make notes. So by the next time he asks me that word again, I'll know what to answer. Talking to him on the phone is hard for me before. Even if I don't see him, my words are with action, hoping that he will understand what I'm trying to say.
Text me something and I tell her, hey, just write it in your language if it was hard for you to put it in English. And I would actually go to Google Translator and copy paste the email that she would actually send me, and put it into the Google Translator and it would help me understand. Now, Google may not have come up with all the translation to the email that she sent me, but it broke it down enough. When we first met, I asked her what language did she speak. She told me Bisayan. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah.
If you look, I went out to the bookstores online to find a Rosetta Stone for Bisayan. There was none, and there still today I can't find one. It's Tagalog that they have in Rosetta Stone, and I'm like, well, what's Tagalog? You know, I didn't know because my wife was telling me Bisayan. So I just want her to take a quick second to just break down the different languages in the Philippines so everyone can understand here that's in America, get a better understanding of how the languages in the Philippines is a little different. Then I break down for the people in the Philippines how the language here in America is a little different. That way, this is going to be a little stereotype that we're going to kind of knock down at this point.
I'm a Surigaonon, which is our native dialect that is spoken by Surigaonon people. Like, for example, in the province of Surigao del Norte, Surigao del Sur, and Dinagat Island, and some part of Mindanao.
Okay.
Most people in Luzon, especially those who spoke only Tagalog, may not understand what I'm saying because of my dialect. Like, for example, what is your name in English? And then if I say it in my dialect, it would say, unsa imo pangayan? It'd say pangayan or umay imo pangayan. Another, for example, how are you? In my own dialect, it would be, kumusta naman kao? Different from some words, so it's really hard for them to understand.
Okay. I heard you talk about Surigao. Now, from those in America who does not know where that's located, is that closer to the Cebu airport or the Manila airport?
Closer to Cebu.
To Cebu? Okay. Because I remember we went there. I went there twice, and the embassy was in Manila. So that's where you had to go to take care of all of your paperwork?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you this. What's the number one spoken language in the Philippines that everyone can understand? Is it Tagalog?
Yeah.
But so for those of you who want to learn the Filipino language, or the language of the Philippines, you would start at Tagalog. Is that true? Is that correct? Okay. I just wanted to make sure because I wanted to clarify for those of you who are out there and you may be dating someone or speaking to someone in the Philippines and they speak a language that is not Tagalog. When you go to try to learn how to speak a language, you can start with the base of Tagalog and then of course build your strong foundation and build from there. I want to talk about some language stereotypes that may be in the Philippines that about black men that just is not true. So I want prime example. I remember I was speaking to my wife's cousin. And was she your cousin or your friend? She was your cousin? Okay. Your cousin. I just want to make sure I get it correct. And once I finished talking to her, she told my wife that it sounds like I was talking slang. Now, at this time, I was a store manager for a retail company, making a very successful living, going to work every day, and basically tie and long sleeve shirt, slacks, dress shoes. I was not listening to rap music. I'm more of a R&B kind of blues, or the 60s, 70s, you know, that great time of music. That in America is kind of the same as my wife just explained in the Philippines. If you are from Florida, you may say certain phrases. If you are from California, if you are from New York, you may say certain phrases. Like my wife learned when she was here, we was on our gas station.
Yeah.
We had some people come through. What she was interpreting as slang was just a saying that they use in a particular state. I'm gonna give you an example. Those of you out there who knows about Arkansas and who are from Arkansas, the first time I moved and started working in Arkansas, I had someone come up to me, and I was a retail manager at this time. I had someone come up to me and explain something to me. They had a complaint, and they kept using the word y'all. And I really did not understand and had no clue what the word y'all meant. It had to be explained to me what y'all means. It's a phrase like you all or everyone or something. They just say y'all. So not to say anything about people from Arkansas, using the phrase y'all, but that's just an example, and that's not what I would consider as slang. But someone who never heard that in the Philippines may say, well, why is he using such slang? Well, I am not. It's just like you. In the Philippines, it is different dialects, and my wife actually had to explain that to her cousin about how that's different dialects here in America.
When I got here, I was really confused. They were talking so fast. They're so fast, I can't understand. So I had to talk to my husband. I had to ask my husband, what does this mean? So y'all. I was like, what is y'all? And then he said something like, it's all of you, something like that. And then something like that, I got you. Oh, you're good. I appreciated you. So like, okay, what does that mean? They don't have a grammar. Say, is it right?
Yeah. It's for example, perfect example she just said is, like when people would come in, she would hear me tell people, oh, I got you. Mm-hmm. And someone would say, I got you. That basically means if you're trying to explain something to them, they'll tell you, hey, I understand. But they may say, oh, I got you. And then if you ask someone to help you do something, you ask someone asks you to help you lift a box, and then you was like, oh, I got you. That means, hey, yeah, I'm gonna help you lift the box. We sometimes, somebody asks me something, I say, oh, I got you back. Meaning, yeah, that's just yes. Now, would it be easy to say yes? No. It just won't. That's just it. It comes out. I got you.
Every time my husband, before he has to talk, it's like little by little, like slower. As I got to know, that's what he said. So I started to talk about like that, but it's in a slow way also. And then like we have the gas station. As I walk in the front, like I've encountered a lot of different people, like from different states, talk on me like. I got some words from them, so that really helps me. It really helps me understand the language.
My wife in the Philippines, some of the language gaps, and when she first come here, some of the language gaps, and even we had language gaps. My wife may be talking to someone, and that person may look over at me, and I'll tell them what she said. It is just because, when you've been with someone as long as we have, and even at the beginning, once you are talking to them every day and you see them face to face, there's certain words that they say, and even though they say it with an accent, you still know what word they are trying to say, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I said don't worry about the language gap. when it's still today, when my wife is talking to me, I understand her a lot better in person than I do when we speak on the phone. Why is that? I don't know, but that's just the truth. Now, baby, before we get out of here, and we thank everyone. Of course, we thank you again. Is there anything you would like to say?
Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share for our future content.
Yeah, it's somewhere down there. We haven't really figured that part out yet, but it's somewhere down there that you hit that subscribe button. Yeah, somewhere. Somewhere. Okay. Once again, everyone, my name is Jonathan.
I am Galen.
And this is A Black Man,
Filipino Wife.
And we thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you.